Fourth and Pain is going to go down Know Your Role Boulevard, hang that right at Jabroni Drive, and proceed to check your candy ass into the SmackDown Hotel.
Welcome to Rock Promo Week here on Fourth and Pain, the only football and pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player with a weight loss champion. With me, as always, Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
I know The Rock went to Miami. Nebraska's better than Miami. Take that.
Former wrestling announcer, weight loss champion Chuck Carroll reminding you that Notre Dame is better than everyone. Be sure to give the show a follow at Fourth and Pain, where we tweet out new shows each and every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Hi there. Big show on tap today. We're going to start things off talking about a little pro wrestling. Adam, Daniel Bryan, my God, will he ever win this title? We're coming off another WWE pay-per-view where there was absolutely no payoff, no finish whatsoever. These people, they put down their hard-earned money on the battleground. They don't even get a freaking winner. They don't even get a finish to the freaking match. What the frick? What the frick?
So you didn't enjoy the pay-per-view, is that what you're telling me?
Not only did I not enjoy it, if I'm a guy that bought the pay-per-view, I want a freaking refund. That's how much this pay-per-view was atrocious. WWE ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Now, the next pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell. 3 weeks. They've guaranteed a winner between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. There is a special guest referee, the Heartbreak Kid himself, Mr. Shawn Michaels. I know you were voting for Booker T last Monday night because you're a big Booker T guy to be that special guest referee.
Please.
But does any of that change your mind?
No. They should have had the payoff a long time ago. They should have left matters well enough alone at SummerSlam. Okay? This is just out of hand. This is just ridiculous. I'm tired of this program. Give him the damn belt already.
What'd you think of Daniel? Can't even think of his name. Daniel Bryan attacking Randy Orton when Orton was done basically massacring Kofi Kingston. What'd you think of that?
Daniel Bryan can do whatever the hell he wants. He's over. He is my de facto WWE champion, and he's got some built-up aggression. God bless him. Let him attack him. Let him attack Randy Orton. I don't care. Let him attack the Big Show. I don't care. He just needs the freaking title. I'm so sick of having this title in limbo. Every wrestling company needs a champion to function. It is a basic entity of professional wrestling. The WWE right now, Adam, is failing to grasp that concept.
I will give you this. This is the 4th straight pay-per-view, the 3rd straight main event, but the 4th straight pay-per-view where we're going to see Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. So I'm with you on this, and we'll get into the return of John Cena at a future date as to whether that's good or bad and so on and so forth, because he is coming back. But let's move on to the Big Show being fired and his so-called ironclad contract.
As you and I both know, ironclad doesn't mean the same thing in the world of professional wrestling as it does in the real world. Here's the beauty about professional wrestling. Nothing is forever and nothing cannot be undone. You have to suspend disbelief like you're watching Dora the Frickin' Explorer. Okay, that's the thing with professional wrestling. Ironclad doesn't mean anything. A guarantee doesn't mean anything in pro wrestling. Hell, retirement. Final match doesn't mean anything. How many times have you seen guys retire and come back to the ring? Ironclad, this doesn't surprise me one little bit.
Here's what I don't like about this is all the conflict in all these storylines that doesn't add up. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 in the WWE right now. I've talked about it before. The Big Show's ironclad contract, which isn't so ironclad. The big mean monster from last summer who's turned into crying, cuddly teddy bear now. Finally, he stood up for himself at the end of Raw, knocked out Big Show. Basically obliterated the Shield by himself. It's about time, but these storylines that don't add up and don't make sense. The ironclad contract that isn't so ironclad. How about when it wasn't so long ago that Johnny Ace, Johnny Laurinaitis, Vicky Guerrero, and Vince McMahon himself all were removed from running Raw, being in charge of power, whatever they were at the time, from the board of directors. They all had to answer to the board of directors. And when Triple H, about 2 years ago, was put in charge of Raw, the wrestlers went on strike, walked out on him, the cameramen, the announcers, the mic guy, the ring bell, the guy who does the ring bell. Everybody walked out on him because it wasn't a safe work environment. In fact, the only guys who would work for him, which were Sheamus and John Cena, were going to have a match. Triple H was going to be the referee, and CM Punk was going to be the guy that dings the bell, and he was going to be the announcer, and that was going to be their show for 2 hours on Raw. because Raw was 2 hours at the time. And now all of a sudden, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H can do whatever they want. They can run wild, and nobody can do anything about it. So before, everyone had to bow to the board of directors. Apparently, that isn't so anymore. Before, the wrestlers had all the power and could just walk out. Apparently, that isn't so, because now all the power lies in Triple H's hands, when before he had none. Big Show's ironclad contract, which is soft as tapioca pudding. I don't understand these storylines that don't make any frickin' sense. 1 + 1 = 89,000 right now. I don't like it.
I recommend you download the WWE app, but listen to me,
oh my God, are you serious?
Listen to me,
the WWE app crap. Oh.
Listen to me, developers. Add a dictionary to the WWE app. And in that dictionary, you need only one word. And that word is continuity. And make sure that you copy and paste that and email it to every single creative writer on the WWE staff. For God's sakes, ironclad. Who's in charge? Board of directors. Can we get a champion? Continuity, for God's sakes. It's killing me. And take Raw back to 2 hours. Rant over.
I can't believe you plugged the WWE. Like, we don't get enough of the WWE app on Raw. All right, let's move on. I love that. Actually, I hate it, but I love it. All right, let's move on. I told you CM Punk would beat Ryback at SummerSlam, by the way. That's the only match we disagreed on. And once again, I was right. You were wrong. There's probably going to be a rematch at Hell in a Cell. Do you like it?
Naturally. No. I mean, there are so many better opponents for CM Punk to face than Ryback. I did read something interesting this week where Ryback, again, is kind of maybe going to be featured prominently in WrestleMania, and I suppose that this is a first step in getting him to that level. That kind of gives that little rumor de jour some credit. But at the same time, he's just not on CM Punk's level. So unless you're using Punk to elevate Ryback, this whole feud, again, is meaningless. I don't like it.
I'm sure that's what they're doing. How's he going to be a main event in WrestleMania when he's never won a match on the weekends? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you remember,
it just doesn't add up to me.
He was supposed to be a big-time main eventer at WrestleMania last year as well, and they got all the way up to Survivor Series, and then they killed his momentum.
Well, then he dropped Mark Henry on top of his face. That never helps.
No.
What do you think's going to happen with the Big Show going forward? Because he comes back out at the end of the Raw, knocks out Triple H, obliterates the Shield, but he's technically fired. So what's going to happen with him going forward?
He'll show up on SmackDown or something. You know, I mean, nothing's forever. He'll be back in some way, shape, or form. He'll wind up getting somehow in the title picture, and I'm sure that he's going to come back and he's going to want a title shot. That's just kind of how these things work. Nothing's forever. Continuity. Look it up on the WWE app.
Terrible. Here is something I just want to throw out there real briefly. We don't have much time to spend on it. That was a ridiculous face. Stop it. Lesnar comes back, and all of a sudden, maybe him and Ryback team up. Or maybe he doesn't like the fact that Ryback's the new Heyman guy. They go head-to-head. What do you think?
Couple of Paul Heyman guys, perhaps. I mean, there's a chance there. We all see how well the Curtis Axel, Brock Lesnar would-be team kind of never was. So I'm kind of curious to see if something along those lines would work out here. Again, if you're going to use that to elevate not Brock Lesnar. If you're going to use that to elevate Ryback, thank you, then that's what you need to do. But WWE, just as though they don't have continuity, with the exception of the Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton endless angle, they don't have any angles that continue for very long. They all kind of fall by the wayside, just like our man Curtis Axel.
Who?
Curtis Axel.
Who?
Exactly.
All right. I'm glad the Rhodes family is back. I'm glad they're still in WWE. Cody Rhodes is going to get a big bump. I don't know what was up with Goldust face paint on Raw. But let's get to your man, Mexican Rodriguez, who beats Alberto Del Rio when Del Rio is informed that John Cena is going to be his opponent at Hell in a Cell. Your reactions?
My reaction is Mexican Rodriguez deserves a title shot. This is a non-title match and he beats the champion. By God, he deserves himself a title shot. You know what? Whether or not it's a 30-second job out on Raw or a 20-second job out on Main Event, or hell, even a 10-second squash match on SmackDown, Mexican Rodriguez equals ratings.
All right, I'm going to react to the Cena thing. I'm not excited about it. Unless he comes back as the Doctor of Thugonomics, unless he comes back as a heel. As tired as I am of Orton versus Bryan, and Bryan constantly getting screwed and all this and that, the same old, I have not missed John Cena. I'm a fan of him as a human being. I'll say it again, but not the Fruity Pebbles guy.
Yeah, and they're rushing him back, so he's probably going to get injured again anyway. We're out of time on this segment. More Fourth and Pain coming right back. Weight loss champion Chuck Carroll here with your weight loss tip of the week. And that tip, brew up a cup of hot, fresh green tea. Here's the thing. Not only is green tea delicious, but the caffeine in it will keep you going. It's not as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, so you're not going to get the jitters, but it's enough to speed up that metabolism a little bit, get you moving, and burn those calories that you need to stay trim. Keep it fresh, keep it hot, and keep striving to be a weight loss champion.